Hey everyone, my name is PsychGamer and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Zeta Episode 5. Now, in this episode, our goal is to take down the Superior City Gym, Devon and his cronies. Now, you may have noticed, I have switched which Pokemon is in the lead for our party. Being a fighting-type gym, this is Starly's chance to shine. And so, we'll save right outside the door. And we'll get right to it. So I can't see myself. Hey there, champ in the making. This is your first gym, isn't it? Well, listen up. At the far end of the gym is Devon. Your goal is to make it across the gym and defeat him in a battle. But hold on a minute. It won't be that easy. You're invisible. Devon is a firm believer that you need to find yourself before you can fight others. Devon won't fight until you've found the 4 flowers and found yourself. Again. Best of luck. Okay, so we're going to be invisible until we found 4 flowers. Well, here's one. So if you are directly in front of the flower, which you can tell by the positioning of your Pokemon behind you, and you press the C button, you'll find the flower, and then it'll update you on how many you have left. And on the way, looks like we have a couple of Devon's cronies to take down. Let's see what we have here. Black Belt Samson. He has a Makuhita. I don't think it'll be a match for Starly at all. Not a bit. Well, that was a little disappointing, wasn't it? And a Meditite. I think we will stick with Starly for the duration of the gym unless we have to switch. And once again, not a single problem there. Good job, Starly. But I couldn't see my defeat. $288 for winning. You may have beaten me, but you'll never beat Devon. We'll see about that. Found a flower, halfway there. Great, and the last 2 flowers look to be right next to Devon and his Riolu. Hey, are you there? Tricky to find flowers when you can't see yourself, isn't it? Normally, maybe, but the history of Pokemon games have never been that strong when it comes to invisibility puzzles. There's always something that lets you see yourself very easily. Once again, we have a Makuhita, level 8. And another Meditite. And if you notice, both Black Belts were named Samson. Both Black Belts had the same Pokemon. And unless I'm mistaken, both Pokemon were the exact same level. Very curious. And level 12. 2 levels in 2 battles. Dang, well, better luck next time. And again, $288 for winning. One flower, 1 more to go. All flowers found. Looks like I'm back to normal. Oh my gosh. We can see ourselves. This is amazing. Let's rejoice. Do a little dance. Okay, enough dancing. Let's do this. Greetings. I am Devon. I'm the gym leader of Superior Town, and I use fighting types to fight my way to success. You don't have a chance. We shall see about that, Devon. Now, as you may recall from a very early episode, I say that I've been playing this game already except the companion version, so I already know the first few gym battles, but I'm not that far ahead of myself, so eventually we'll begin to see things that both you and I are very surprised to see. But in this case, I knew exactly what I was getting into. Riolu! Once we are able to use strength, we will be returning to the Wonder Cave to explore and get the rest of the items, and hopefully we will find one. Now that was Counter, one of the moves Riolu comes with when you find them in the wild at this stage. It is one of my favorite moves for Riolu because it does an incredible amount of damage if they were previously attacked by a physical attack. For the rest of the battle, we'll be sending in Hawlucha because we know we can handle it without any problems. Hawlucha gains some boosted experience, which means it will go to level 11. And will it reach 12? Not quite, but we still have one more battle to go. I've almost lost. It's time to turn it around. I'm going to fight you. And hopefully take out Metatype before its bite is able to become effective. And we were successful. Believe me, the battles in the future will not be so easy because I won't know what's coming. I do not want Hawlucha to learn Roost. I have no need for that move in his repertoire. That was an excellent battle. $1,500 for winning. That's awesome. Huh. You're pretty good. I'm obligated to give you this Discipline Badge. Obtained the Discipline Badge. Oh, and you can have this TM too. We got Brick Break. That's going to come in extremely handy. Fighting type move that can break through many defenses. And they mysteriously put us outside when the gym battle is over. I'm not sure what the cause of that is. So now that we've finished there, we're going to go and explore the rest of town that we failed to explore before we started the gym battle. If you remember, this was closed before. Oh, hey there. Sorry about the mess. I haven't been cleaning the lab lately. I've been out on field work, like the unknown mission you helped with, remember? Well, I may have gotten a bit distracted. I'm studying this statue. I think it may be of a legendary Pokemon. You can help if you want. I've been collecting scriptures and prophecies about legendary Pokemon. My research is in the book on the table, if you want to check it out. Maybe you'll find a legendary Pokemon. I can only hope so. They're actually, well, pretty much every single legendary Pokemon in the game, if I recall correctly. It is a Pokemon statue that seems to glow menacingly at nothing in particular. And you'd think you could read the book, but you can't. You can click it all day, and you'll read nothing. And you can't manipulate anything else in the lab whatsoever. It's not to my knowledge. Nothing else can be interacted with, which means this lab is a bit of a bust. It simply told you what he's up to. I do have a feeling this will become an important plot point later on, but we shall see. Now, because we were able to get the Discipline Badge, we can now have a Pokemon learn Strength. And I don't recall, but I think Cubone can learn it, so I'd like to put him in our party. We'll substitute Hawlucha for the time being, because if it doesn't evolve, there's not much use keeping it out all the time. Alright, so let's see if we can teach it to use Strength. Someone needs to learn Strength because we have some things to pick up. And Cubone is able. Fantastic. Looks like Cubone has become our strength Pokemon. Let's go ahead and heal up after that brutal battle. Of course, we want to rest. And now that we've taken down the gym, and we're a bit more well-equipped, I feel far more confident taking on pretty much anything that can be found in this cave. Now, if you notice, I didn't get rid of Shroomish because I still want to be able to use Flash. I'd rather not teach that to another Pokemon and have two people dealing with that little mess. And interestingly enough, anytime you use Flash when you first enter a cave like this, and you're directly on top of your Pokemon, you talk to them. And so now that we have Flash and Strength, we can both see in the cave and navigate to items we haven't had before. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to capture this Roggenrola simply so we have one for the future. He may come in very handy. I've actually never had a Roggenrola really evolve at all because I just never used them. But this one, maybe this one will see its luck change. Running low on balls here. We're gonna have to go shopping pretty soon. Now that Great Ball is reserved for a Riolu on the off chance we capture it, because I have a feeling it might take the Great Ball to actually successfully capture the Riolu. Now there are quite a few items to pick up in the cave now that we can see everything, but first we have a battle that we missed earlier. Now it's very interesting, we didn't see it here, but there's actually a love triangle between the three Pokemon Rangers in the Wonder Cave. And you notice that if you speak to the two Rangers on the back half of this floor, and this Ranger. And I just thought that's a very interesting touch. The NPCs in this Pokemon game are quite a bit more human-like. Their speech pattern, just the way they approach situations is a lot more human-like than you see in the generic Pokemon games that are created by Game Freak. While we have a little bit of a head start, let's go ahead and use Quick Attack. Alright, and Rattata is now level 8. Of course I won't be destroying their habitats, and I know you wouldn't be able to stop me. Of course I want to use Strength. Our first item is an IV Stone. Once again, recall that those are stones that will allow you to alter the IV of Pokemon. They were mentioned by the two people battling in the Trainer Club just briefly. We're actually going to take this Butterfree down, this Machop down. But I don't want to catch one. While I could easily get him a champ because of the way this version handles trading, I don't want to deal with all of that business. I just want to get the items I came here for and be done. Now, we didn't talk to her before, and she's clearly not a trainer to battle. I heard there was a rare item behind this boulder. Oh, if only I had the HM Strength. There are some very interesting items in this game that I've yet to really use or explore. If I decided not to make Cubone a member of my party normally, I could use the Dolly. Let's take a look at that right now, shall we? Dolly, a strange device used for pushing things. Replacement for HM strength. So if I ever were to decide that I didn't want to keep Cubone in my party for whatever reason, I would still have access to the HM, and therefore would still be able to push things around and get around without worrying too much about who's in my party. I find that to be an incredibly handy and interesting feature that they've implemented in this game, and it would be interesting to see if anything like that would ever be implemented in future Pokemon games. Speaking of future games, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are looking more and more incredible, and I cannot wait for them to come out. Now that we have finished up there, I'm going to do a bit of grinding, simply because I'd like to level up some of our Pokemon a bit more before we take on the next area. So I will be more than likely cutting out a portion of this, so I will see you very shortly. Alright everyone, I decided to come back into the game because not only have I found a Riolu, but I also have to go fairly soon. So I thought I'd show off this battle before I have to get things ready to wrap up. Now we already know that Riolu can use counter, and it more than likely will be using that quite a bit. Unless we manage to get it down fairly far before we get to that point. That was very lucky for us. Alright, so let's get into our bag. Get to our Pokeball section, and we're going to start with our Great Ball. Well, actually, you know what? Let's start with the Pokeball. Because why waste a Great Ball if we can catch it with a Pokeball? Incredible! We now have a Riolu, and that will be a permanent addition to our party. It will more than likely replace Shroomish for the time being, because we don't really have a need for that anymore. I would not like to nickname it. Yes, please store it. Now, while I was away, we did have some Pokemon level up. Namely, our Starly reached level 13, which is great because that means very soon it will evolve into Staravia. And come on, who doesn't want to see our lovely little Starly spread its wings? Goodbye, Shroomish. And hello, Riolu. So we'll save and heal up right here. Alright, so let's take a moment to see what kind of new items we can buy now that we have the Discipline Badge. Surely the items have expanded, right? Well, we can now buy Great Balls, Super Potions, and several other status healing things. Escape Rope and a Repel. So while we have the money, we're going to pick up a few more Great Balls, just for the time being, just to tide us over. And a few Super Potions, actually. And by a few, I certainly mean a few. Alright, and with that, we will head on to the next area right before we wrap things up for today. I want to go through Route 302, but the door is blocked. I'd need HM strength to push the boulder. Too bad I can't afford it. A guy in the Pokemon Battle Club is selling them for $1 million a piece. Oh, you have the HM! No, I don't need to know how to use it, because I'm already aware. The Dolly could push it around, but I'm going to use Strength because I have my Cubone with me. Alright, so the boulder's been moved, and we can now enter the new area. Interestingly enough, if you go back out, the boulder and the man are completely gone, so clearly they didn't need us to get in. Route 302 goes south down to Onega Town. Be careful. Team Asgard was sighted down there. Certainly they were. Alright guys, here is our first foray into Route 302, and I'm going to have to wrap things up here. I've been PsychGamer, and this has been Let's Play Pokemon Zeta. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up or a like, whatever you want to call it. Maybe comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, see ya.